Hey guys, it's Shanna. I am here to share with you a sketchbook tour of my little Strathmore mixed media sketchbook. Let's get started. Okay, so this sketchbook is 100% cotton. It's the Strathmore 500 series. The cover is not the best quality, and of course I don't really care because I'm gonna get paint all over it anyway, but it gets bent up really easily. Yeah, so this is obviously just me playing around, getting started on the first page without really worrying about the outcome. This sketchbook is all over the place, by the way. I have watercolor and also mixed media acrylic going on in here, so I don't have any rules for myself with my sketchbooks. I just do what I want when I want. I don't want to be precious about it. I don't want to give myself any reason not to work in them. So yeah, I'm not crazy about this paper for strictly watercolor. It is 100% cotton, but I don't know. There's just something about the way watercolor lays down on this paper that I'm not thrilled about. But I do like this. So when I went crazy and did sort of a loose approach with the watercolor and lots of layers and everything, I did like how this turned out. Same with this one. These are the only two that I did like this, and I really want to do more of these because I really like how they turned out. Well, first I did a watercolor painting and I really wasn't happy with it, so I did this on top of it, but turns out I wasn't terribly happy with this either. And I want to also mention, I've basically decided not to do double-sided spreads anymore in sketchbooks because they stick together. Even if you seal them, I've had problems with them sticking together. Plus, I'm way too lazy to take my stuff outside and seal it. So basically, one-sided. There is some double-page spreads in here, but I think I'm not doing double-sided anymore. Too frustrating. Although you could do watercolor double-sided if you don't, like here I did a little scribble with probably a pencil. That will transfer to the other page sometimes in some journals. Or if you use like Caran d'Ache Neocolors, well this is Neo Art, these are old, they don't make these anymore, but the Neocolor 2s, those will transfer to the other page. So it's just really annoying to have to deal with that on a double-sided spread. Now, I really like this sunflower, and then I went and ripped the page somehow with tape, but that's okay. And I mean, you can see I have paint coming through. This is what I mean. I'm not precious about my sketchbooks. Like, I don't care if they're perfect. That's not the point. Now this, I was doing a 100-day project with avocados, mostly with acrylics and mixed media, but I wanted to do some in watercolor, so I did this one, and the longer I distance myself from it, the more I like it. I should definitely do more of those too. Here's some of my mixed media work with collage and lots of layers. Yes, okay, this is a, let me show you, Stabilo Woody. And that has transferred to the other page. You can't probably see it on the video, but it definitely transferred over. So again, I have to take this outside to seal it, and my little art space is upstairs, and I just do too many pages to always be going out and spraying things down, so I'm not very good about sealing my work. Now this, I wouldn't necessarily consider to be like a finished page, but it turns out I kind of just liked it like that, so I left it alone. Yeah. For me, my sketchbooks are all about just playing and trying things, and they don't always turn out to be beautiful or finished products, but I've grown so much by allowing myself to be free in these books. Sometimes I like to do grids. Now you can really see where that black from a Stabilo Woody transferred over here onto the white space of this, so that it just makes it, and it ends up looking kind of dirty and grungy, which I do not like, but the damage is done. I might be able to erase some of that off. Let's see. I don't know if it'll work. Oh, yeah, so sometimes you can erase and clean it up a bit, but that doesn't always work. So I don't want to shake the table too much, so I'm using this instead of my hand to get those eraser marks off. Yeah, and you could also like paint over it with white, but again, if it comes off on an image that you've painted and you can't get it off, that's where it gets really annoying. Okay, I was in a little phase with these very simple, actually the reason I did this one and that one, and even this one, was because it was during the time when I realized that the double-sided pages were just not working for me. So I wanted to just do something really simple that wouldn't stick or transfer over. But again, I have lines here from this page on this sheet. And the sealer that I like to use is the Krylon, Krylon Kmar Varnish, I think it's called. It's pretty stinky though, so you can absolutely not do it inside. So yeah, love this spread. Just wild and crazy colors, hot pink and purple. I mean, can't go wrong with that, right? I like how this turned out. This one, maybe I'll go back to it at some point, but probably not. It's just, to me, this does not please me. But again, I'm not looking for every page to be a miracle. I love this page. Love, love, love. And you know, these little dark purple marks, they are from acrylic ink, which I smushed saran wrap on top of and let it dry. I saw another artist do that and I was like, wow, that's really cool. But this is the only time I've ever done it, but I love it, so I want to do it again. This, I believe I pretty much copied this from Suzanne Rose art. I will link her YouTube down below and her Instagram because she is awesome and she's inspired me a lot. But that was basically a copy, or at least heavily inspired by her. But I, of course, always add my own flair with my writing and things like that. These two pages, I like, I don't love, but they're fun. I like these pages a lot. It's a different color scheme than would be normal for me, but they were really fun. Okay, these two pages I love. Now, these little like circles are from alcohol. I can't remember exactly what I did with that, but I think I had like a hot pink alcohol ink, which I don't have anymore, but I need to get a bottle of that because it is so fun to drop that on wet acrylic paint and it'll make these really cool marks. I actually haven't painted in this book in quite a while. These are kind of old. Now these two pages I do not like, and in theory I will paint over these, but because I did the border with the tape, I feel like getting that border, I guess I could just retape it and paint over them, but probably not worth my time to do, so I'll just leave it. Here's another Suzanne Rose inspired piece. I think I was trying to sort of copy / be inspired by this one, but make it more my own. Ultimately though, I feel like it did not work out the way I envisioned. So now these pieces are more from my current style. So I did one in this book. However, this is when I realized that this book is not my favorite for my current way of painting, which is probably why I haven't painted in it in a while. I just don't like the sort of blotchiness of this paint. And these are the same paints I use on my other paper, and they don't do this. I could probably section these sheets off and do smaller pieces and it wouldn't look quite as bad. So I might try that. Just do like a grid of smaller ones. Okay, I think we're almost to the end. Okay, now this is something I would do when I am doing a mixed media piece, I do a sort of underpainting with whatever I feel like. Sometimes I'll do collage on these, but this one, I got to this point, and this is the point in which I would totally go and paint over it, and you'll see in the next painting what I would have done. However, I fell in love with this as is and decided to leave it alone. I love it. So this is what I would have turned this, So this would have turned into something like this. I did a similar thing here where I did an underpainting and then I painted over it to create the end product. But yeah, I just love this. I don't even know. It's just super cute and funky. And that's it for this sketchbook. I think we're about halfway done with it. So thank you for watching, and I have many more sketchbooks. I will be recording tours of probably all of them and making more videos about painting. Thanks for watching. See you soon.